You're listening to the Consistent Briefing Show podcast on Anchor FM.
Alrighty. Welcome back to another edition of the Consistent Briefing podcast. Guys, I have been hectically. I mean, this last 2 weeks has been one emotional coaster ride. I had to move house, and at the same time when I had to move house, I had drama at my work. Unfortunately, I can't share that information to you. It's very sensitive. And I think that's the reason why I'm having this little podcast on my own. I don't have any guests. I'm still trying to get my internet online. Unfortunately, I am with Telkom, and you know exactly, guys, Telkom out there, they are very pathetic. They're very slow. They came out on Friday. They can't find any lines, so now they have to dig up and try and get the connection reconnected. So frustrating. I mean, so here I am. I've got data, and back to the old school. You know, I've probably been with the internet now, 3 years, and you know, once you go off internet and then you don't have internet, you can't listen to any other podcasts, and you can't listen to this one. And I mean, there's been some interesting podcasts these last few days. I'm busy listening to Odin now with the Renegade Report with Jonathan Ramon. I just want to finish this podcast and I'm going to continue listening. But so for Odin, if you're listening out there, great podcast. I'm loving your podcast. Everything that you're saying, so I mean, the first 25 minutes of the podcast, awesome stuff, China. Just keep it up. You are the man. I smoke it. Oh yes. There's one more podcast that I forgot to mention. Guys. Scott McLaren has released a podcast on a debate between Bonga and Himpiaki. So I'm going to put the link in here because you have to listen to it. It was awesome. It was an awesome podcast. I only listened to it halfway last night. I need to listen to it finished. But Bonga and Impiaki, awesome. Awesome what you guys are doing. The lekker stuff. Keep it up. So, reactionary opinions. I'm going to plug in the link here. You have to listen to the podcast. And then last night we had a chat. I had a chat with Wesley and Martin. Also, we had Wesley, you would agree if you're listening. We should have turned yesterday's discussion that we had into a podcast. It was awesome. More or less, the stuff that we spoke about, me and Wesley yesterday, is the stuff that Odin is talking about with Jonathan Ramon that I'm busy listening to now. Awesome stuff. Okay, let's get into my podcast for today. What's the date today? The 9th of September. 9th of September, 2019. Oh, fuck it. I really hope this month is going to be a better month, eh? Fuck it, but August has been the shittest fucking month ever for this whole year. Last week, I'm not going to name names because, you know, guys, this is the thing. We're quick, we judgmental. We hear a thing and then we start making our own judgmental calls, and I think it's wrong. Last week, Monday, a little girl was kidnapped. Photos went wild on social media, within reason, of course, because there's a little girl kidnapped. So, of course, you're going to put a photo on, and I did too. I also shared the photo of the little girl on that, because, look, everybody of us wants this message to be gone far and wide, to be spread as far as wide as possible. And you know what? Social media turned out to have that role. It had that effect, because whoever kidnapped this little girl, it worked. They panicked. They got into such a rut. 2 o'clock, I would say the Tuesday morning, 2 o'clock, they dropped her off in the undisclosed location. I know the location, but I'm not going to mention the location now. And I'm going to state my reasons why. But what grabs me is, why do we then plaster the person, the perpetrator, or the accused, or the so-accused on Facebook and in Twitter? We go wild. This thing has not even gone to court yet. Okay? It's going to. And I want to quickly read with you. I want to read something that I found on the internet on what it says, on what public figures and public interest should be reminded on this topic at hand. Okay, and here it is. The prohibition against identifying alleged perpetrators before they have actually appeared in court and pleaded doesn't depend who the person is. As soon as the accused has pleaded, their identity can be disclosed, regardless of the person's public profile. The prohibition applies to any person publishing details of criminal allegation. Not only the media, but media houses are more likely to be cautious about sticking to the law compared with ordinary people. The rise of social media has brought about a whole new statement of challenges. For example, it would be ridiculous to envisage charging every person who has shared the identity of the alleged perpetrator on Twitter or Facebook. Individuals are not bound by the same restrictions of ethical reporting guidelines as media companies are. Individuals could also possibly claim ignorance of the law as a defense, something media companies can't do. Media companies can't do that. If they were to plaster, and I think they did. I think there's a couple of media houses out there that did actually plaster the woman's face. Okay, again, I'm saying now, woman, it's, let me rephrase it, because, there's a whole drama last week with a feminist, and it's just gone crazy, and then men is now trash and everything. It's just gone crazy. Okay, the perpetrator, the accused. Okay, let me say it rather, the accused. It's not your right. You don't have that right to plaster the accused's her name, where she works, all over Facebook. It's not your right. Okay. And I tell this to my guards that I work with. Be cautious. Be cautious when they share information on social media, as we should all abide by an ethic of care when we communicate publicly. But what do? We go mal and we fucking just plaster all this shit on Facebook and Twitter. So what is the penalty for breaching the law or rules? Contravening the Criminal Procedure Act by identifying alleged perpetrators before they have pleaded is a criminal offence. Those found guilty can be either fined or jailed up to 3 years if the person who has been wrongfully identified is under 18 years old. The imprisonment could be 5 years. Violations of the South African Police Act involving the publication of picture of someone in custody before criminal proceedings start carries a possible sentence of either a fine or a year in jail. These laws have been applied in South Africa, but making them stick in era of social platforms like Twitter and Facebook presents a whole new set of challenges. Quite a mouthful, eh? But do we actually abide it? No, we don't. We go mull. There's these WhatsApp groups. There's voice notes. I even received voice notes last week from these group of guys saying that the schools have been attacked. Call the police. Get the metro involved. Come help. Send the help to the school. I've seen nothing on the newspapers. I've seen nothing in the news. Now, yes, we know the media doesn't always report everything. They only choose. They're very selective in what they want to put on their web pages and that, and in the newspaper and that. But I haven't seen nothing. When I got those voice notes, and I think I want to play them quickly. Yeah, let me quickly play to them. I'm gonna play quickly in here. Yeah, I'm gonna insert them in the clip, and then we'll come back.
Please spread this message through all the Vanderbijlpark groups. If there's anybody that can, in the meanwhile, see if they can get a hold of SAPS, EMPD, Riot Squad, or whatever to assist us, please, to meet us at the Vanderbijlpark school.
Sommer, hier is nou 'n ding wat jy met my moet help asseblief. Ek staan by EMPD, nou net bevestig. Hulle het Palm Ridge skool nou net aangeval. Asseblief laat weet al die skole, ons het Vanderbijlpark Kempton hoor klaar laat weet. Hulle het gesê hulle gaan definitief al die skole goed aanval vandag. So whatever skole en goed jy het, laat weet hulle. Jy is meer as welkom om my nommer vir hulle te gee dat ons dit kan bevestig. Maar ja, asseblief, noordelike EMPD beheerkamer het nou net deurgegee, Palm Ridge is positief klaar aangeval.
Dis ons een direkteur. Sy het haar kind gaan haal want die 2 kinders is by haar kleintjie se skool doodgeskiet. Nou net.
Now, if you listen to all 3 of them, I mean, the two children there that they said was killed, nothing has been said on newspaper or in media. So what is it? Is it ghost chasing? Are they trying to create fear? What is it exactly that people are trying to do? I can't get my head around this. I don't even want to listen to those WhatsApp groups anymore because the shit that they put on there is just to spread fear. Now everybody must now stock up their cupboards, get candles, get your gas bottles full because we don't know what's going to happen. Otherwise, all I can say is, if I'm wrong, guys, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Drop a link in my Facebook group, in Conscious Debriefing Facebook group. Drop a link because I've went to the internet now and I typed in there 2 children killed. I can't find anything. There's nothing on the media as such. Like I said, I know media can block certain things that is relevant to their narrative. We know that. But if there's something, prove me wrong. I'll apologize. I don't know, guys. I seriously don't know if what was being said in that WhatsApp message is true. There's a lot of WhatsApp messages that are going around the rounds and they are spreading fear. I don't know anymore. Must I stock my cupboards up? Must I get candles? I don't know anymore. I've had friends phoning me and warning me and telling me, Jason, die kop gaan opslaan. Die kop daar in die wal, hy gaan opstaan en hy gaan pik. Wees voorberei. Voorberei yourself and your family. In English saying, get your family prepared. Get your family prepared. Stock up. I don't know. Please, guys. So if I'm wrong, I will apologize. But I don't know. There's just a lot of people out there that just like to spread panic and fear. Yes, we have seen a lot of the drama last week with the xenophobia attacks in Joburg CBD and the Pretoria CBD. We have seen that. Has it created fear? To a certain extent, yes, it has created fear. Because now people are then taking their cell phones and they're going on WhatsApp and they're spreading these messages. Just as the same with this little case of the little girl being missing. Guys, stop it. Act responsible, okay? Let the law do its work. I know a lot of us are saying, yeah, the law is not doing its work. But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, we are looking in the wrong direction. The police are just there to do their work. They're there to uphold the law, okay? What happens in court? What happens in the court proceedings? That there, my friend, is the catch-22 situation because we don't always know what happens behind those closed doors. Is it? Now, we don't seem to look at that picture. We just look at the police. The police this and the police are useless, the police that and that. What happens in court? I mean, did you guys know that if you are speeding, you're speeding 160 in an 80 zone, for example, and the speed court pulls you over, and if you get a good judge, okay, technicality, we all know what that word means. If your lawyer can put in that word, technicality, something wrong with the machinery and that, I'm just giving an example here, and then you get let off free. You know what I'm saying, guys? What happens in that court is totally something different. So, guys, I'm asking, please be responsible. Respect the law. The law is there for a reason, okay? I can't just go around name shaming. You can go on my Facebook, like I've said earlier. All I've posted is pray. You see now, I should block at that name now. That's all I've put on my Facebook. Anything else thereafter, the accused, whoever the accused is, I didn't plaster on my Facebook. Why? Because I know I'm going to uphold the law. And to end off this podcast, condolences to legendary rugby player Chester Williams. Chester Williams, he's been a hero as far back as I can remember, 1995, watching him and James Small and US Van Affairs days and Franco Pino, all those guys play. You know, they are legends. You don't get stuff like this. I mean, 1995, we all know it was the Rainbow Nation period. It was the time when Mandela wanted World Cup rugby in South Africa, and it did. It worked. It brought South Africa close together. It really did, guys. I was there. I would never forget it. It was the most awesomest time of my life. In fact, 1995 was an awesome year for me. It was a year that I turned 21. I'm giving away my age now, but who cares? We all grow old. But it was the year too that my daughter was born. It was just an awesome year. It was a fucking awesome year. I'll never forget it. And another person died. Should I mention his name? Can I mention his name? Should I mention his name? I don't know. Yeah, Uncle Bob, the ex-president of Zimbabwe, also passed away. But yeah, I'm not going to go into that much technicalities. I don't think that man actually deserves much credit because he was a dictator. He was an authoritarian. The way I'm not going to get into it. I know there's a lot of you doing podcasts and you've already said ugly words about the man. So yeah, you can listen to those podcasts and you can manifest your own thoughts on how you felt about Uncle Bob, ex-president of Zimbabwe. What a douchebag. But anyway, such is life. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Next week's podcast, I don't know. I haven't even started to look for who my guest is going to be. I wanted to be a special guest because I need to make a comeback, man. I need to make a comeback and have a lekker podcast, man. But thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Bear with me. I'm going to get a lekker guest on and we'll take it from there. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Cheers. Keep the faith.